They say never meet your heroes. I wish someone had told me never to trust them either. My name is Lisa Chen, and until last Friday, I was the Chief Innovation Officer at MediTech Solutions, one of the world's leading medical technology companies. More importantly, I was the inventor of a revolutionary AI-driven drug discovery platform that was about to change the pharmaceutical industry forever. At least that's what I thought until my mentor of 8 years decided to steal everything I'd built. Dr. Victoria Sterling had been my idol since graduate school. Her papers on molecular modeling had inspired my thesis, and when she personally recruited me to join MediTech's research division, it felt like destiny. "You remind me of myself at your age," she told me during my interview, her steel gray hair perfectly styled, her presence commanding respect. Brilliant, ambitious, and unafraid to challenge conventional wisdom. For 8 years, we worked side by side. Victoria taught me everything she knew about navigating corporate politics, securing research funding, and building strategic partnerships. Under her mentorship, I rose quickly through the ranks, eventually becoming the youngest C-level executive in MediTech's history. When I started developing the AI platform 3 years ago, she was my biggest supporter. "The pharmaceutical industry is broken, Lisa," she would say during our late-night strategy sessions. "Clinical trials take too long, cost too much, and fail too often. Your platform could change all that." She was right. By combining quantum computing with advanced machine learning, my system could predict drug interactions and potential side effects with 99.8% accuracy, reducing the need for lengthy clinical trials and potentially saving pharmaceutical companies billions. The platform was my life's work. I spent countless nights perfecting the algorithms, missing friends' weddings, canceling vacations, even delaying starting a family. Victoria understood the sacrifice. She'd made similar choices in her own career. "Sometimes greatness requires everything we have," she would remind me. What I didn't know was that she was laying a trap, carefully positioning herself to take everything I built. The first warning sign came 3 months ago when Victoria began insisting on attending all my meetings with the patent attorneys. "I'm just looking out for you," she said. "Patent law is complicated, and you need someone with experience in your corner." I trusted her completely, never questioning why she suddenly needed to review all the technical documentation. The second red flag appeared when she started rescheduling my presentations to potential investors, always finding reasons why she should handle them instead. "You need to focus on the technical aspects," she insisted. "Let me handle the business side." Again, I deferred to her judgment. After all, she'd never steered me wrong before. Last week, everything changed. We were hosting a company-wide celebration for MediTech's 30th anniversary. All the major players were there, board members, investors, even representatives from the biggest pharmaceutical companies. I was scheduled to demonstrate the platform's capabilities, showing how it could reduce drug development time from years to months. Victoria took the stage first, her elegant black dress and confident smile drawing all eyes in the room. "Today marks not just MediTech's anniversary," she began, "but a new chapter in pharmaceutical history." My heart swelled with pride, expecting her to introduce me and my work. Instead, she dropped a bomb that shattered my world. "For the past 3 years, I've been developing a revolutionary AI-driven drug discovery platform," she announced. My blood ran cold as she continued, describing my system, my algorithms, my innovations as if they were her own. The room erupted in applause while I stood frozen, unable to process what was happening. Then came the coup de grace. Unfortunately, Victoria's voice turned grave. "This celebration is tainted by betrayal. It pains me to announce that effective immediately, Lisa Chen is terminated from her position for corporate espionage and attempted theft of company intellectual property." The room gasped. Hundreds of eyes turned to me, filled with shock and judgment. Security guards appeared at my sides, ready to escort me out. Victoria's face showed perfectly practiced concern, but her eyes gleamed with triumph. That's when I smiled. "Check the blockchain records," I said calmly, my voice carrying across the stunned silence. Victoria's smile flickered for just a moment, but it was enough. I saw the first crack in her perfect facade. As security led me out, I heard the whispers, saw the phones coming out as people began spreading the news of my disgrace. But I wasn't worried. Victoria thought she had orchestrated the perfect theft, but she had forgotten one crucial detail about me. I never trusted anyone completely. Not even her. Monday's board meeting would reveal exactly why. That night, as I sat in my home office surrounded by 8 years of memories and achievements, I opened my laptop and began preparing for what would come next. Victoria thought she had won, thought she had stolen my life's work with a few manipulated documents and carefully crafted lies. What she didn't know was that I had spent the last 3 years not just building an AI platform, but creating an unbreakable chain of evidence that would prove its true ownership. Every line of code, every breakthrough, every development milestone had been recorded and time-stamped on a private blockchain, creating an immutable record that even the most sophisticated corporate lawyer couldn't dispute. More importantly, I had planted something in the platform itself, a brilliant little piece of code that would activate the moment Victoria tried to demonstrate it to the board. After all, if she wanted to claim my work as her own, she should experience firsthand just how innovative it really was. As I finished my preparations, my phone buzzed with a message from David, my chief developer. Everything's in place. She hasn't found it. I smiled, thinking about Monday's board meeting. Victoria had taught me well, perhaps too well. She'd shown me how to navigate corporate politics, how to build strategic partnerships, and most importantly, how to protect myself from betrayal. It was time to show her exactly how good a student. Monday morning arrived with a symphony of notifications on my phone. News of my corporate espionage had spread through the biotech industry like wildfire. Former colleagues, competitors, even college professors reached out, some offering support, others distancing themselves from my apparent downfall. Victoria had been busy over the weekend. Press releases announced her breakthrough innovation, and MediTech's stock had jumped 15% in pre-market trading. She even given an interview to TechWire, describing how she discovered the potential of combining quantum computing with AI for drug discovery. At 9:45 a.m., exactly 15 minutes before the board meeting was scheduled to begin, I received an unexpected call from Marcus John, head of MediTech's legal department. Lisa, his voice was tense. Dr. Sterling is offering to drop all charges if you sign an NDA and agree to never work in biotech again. I laughed softly. Tell Victoria I'll see her in 15 minutes. Lisa, please. Marcus sounded genuinely concerned. She has all the documentation. The patents are in her name. Don't make this worse for yourself. Just make sure the board meeting is recorded, Marcus. For legal purposes. I arrived at MediTech's headquarters at 9:55 a.m. Security tried to stop me, but I held up the board meeting invitation I'd received on Friday before my termination. They had no choice but to let me in. The boardroom was packed. All 12 board members were present, along with key investors and legal representatives. Victoria sat at the head of the table, wearing a crisp white suit that screamed authority and innocence. Her smile faltered slightly when I walked in. Ms. Chen, she said, her voice carrying just the right note of disappointment. This is a closed meeting. Actually, I replied, taking a seat directly opposite her. As the true owner of the intellectual property being discussed, I have every right to be here. Board Chairman William Chen, no relation, cleared his throat. Dr. Sterling, would you like to begin your presentation? Victoria stood gracefully, clicking through her opening slides. As I announced Friday, I've developed a revolutionary platform that will change drug discovery forever. The system combines. I sat quietly, watching her describe my work in perfect detail. She clearly studied every aspect of the platform, preparing for this moment. Several board members nodded approvingly as she outlined the potential billions in revenue. Then came the demonstration. Let me show you the platform in action, Victoria said, entering her credentials into the system. The massive screen behind her lit up with the familiar interface. That's when my trap began to spring. The platform's AI assistant spoke in its usual calm voice. Welcome, user. Please verify your identity. Victoria frowned slightly. This wasn't part of the normal login process. Dr. Victoria Sterling, Chief Scientific Officer. Voice print acknowledged. The AI responded. Detecting unauthorized access attempt. Initiating security protocol Delta 9. Victoria's fingers flew across the keyboard, trying to override the system. Instead, the screen began displaying a chronological record of the platform's development, complete with blockchain-verified timestamps and digital signatures. What you are witnessing, the AI announced, is a comprehensive audit trail of this platform's creation, development, and attempted theft. The board watched in stunned silence as evidence filled the screen. My original research proposals, development logs, every breakthrough and setback, all time-stamped and digitally signed. More damning were the recordings, dozens of meetings where Victoria had gradually positioned herself to steal the project. "This is absurd," Victoria sputtered, still trying to regain control of the system. "These records are fake." I finally stood up. "The blockchain doesn't lie, Victoria. Every piece of code, every development milestone, every meeting. It's all recorded in an immutable digital ledger. A ledger that proves I created this platform. Furthermore," I continued, pulling out a USB drive, "here are records of all the patent applications. The real ones, not the modified versions submitted last month. Notice the digital signatures and timestamps." "Owen Marcus," I turned to our legal counsel, "you might be interested in the documents showing how Dr. Sterling accessed the patent portal using your credentials." Marcus's face went pale. "That's impossible, unless—" He turned to Victoria, realization dawning. "The day you borrowed my laptop for an urgent email." The board chairman held up his hand, silencing the room. "Dr. Sterling, do you have any response to these allegations?" Victoria's composure finally cracked. "She's nothing without me," she snarled. "I made her career. Everything she knows, she learned from me." "Exactly," I said quietly. "You taught me to document everything, to always have a backup plan, to never leave myself vulnerable. I learned those lessons very well." The next hour was a blur of legal discussions and emergency board votes. By noon, Victoria was escorted from the building, her personal items in a box, her career in shambles. The board immediately reinstated me as Chief Innovation Officer, with additional responsibilities as head of R&D. But the story doesn't end there. Over the next year, MediTech's AI platform, now properly credited to its true creator, revolutionized drug development. 3 major pharmaceutical companies licensed the technology, and our stock price tripled. The platform's first major success came 6 months later, when it helped develop a breakthrough treatment for early-stage Alzheimer's in record time. Victoria? Last I heard, she was facing multiple lawsuits and had been blacklisted from the biotech industry. Her carefully built reputation crumbled as other former prodigies came forward with similar stories of stolen credit and betrayal. As for me, I made some changes at MediTech. I established a mentorship program with strict ethical guidelines and multiple layers of oversight. Every innovation is now recorded on our secure blockchain, protecting both the company and our inventors. The program's motto: trust but verify. I still keep Victoria's old nameplate in my desk drawer. Not as a trophy, but as a reminder that the most dangerous threats often come wrapped in wisdom and wrapped in praise. She taught me more than she intended. About innovation, about business, and about human nature. These days, when young researchers join my team, I tell them 2 things. First, document everything. Second, remember that true innovation isn't just about creating new technology. It's about using that technology to protect what's right. Last month, I received an email from Victoria. "You've exceeded all my expectations," she wrote. Perhaps that was my real legacy after all. I didn't respond. Some lessons don't need acknowledgement. Instead, I focused on our newest project, an AI ethics framework that would make it impossible for anyone to steal or misuse technology the way Victoria had attempted. After all, the best revenge isn't just about winning. It's about making sure nobody else has to fight the same battle. As I write this from my office, Victoria's old office, I'm reminded of something my father used to say. Success isn't just about being smart enough to build something amazing. It's about being wise enough to protect it. Victoria thought she was teaching me about corporate politics and patent law. Instead, she taught me the most valuable lesson of all. Sometimes the best defense isn't just in what you create, but in how carefully you guard it. The AI platform continues to evolve, its blockchain-based security system now an industry standard. Every time it helps develop a new treatment or cure, I think about that board meeting, about Victoria's face when she realized her perfect plan had one fatal flaw. She taught me too well. And maybe that was her greatest contribution to medical science after all, teaching me exactly how to protect the innovations that would change the world.